I don't have any pictures from today's ride, so I've included some from yesterday's, which have just been released by the official photographer, so I hope you appreciate those. Hello, here we are in glamorous Bicester in a Holiday Inn Express. We've cycled just under 100 miles in order to get here from Nottingham. There are some of our group who decided that actually 98.8 miles wasn't enough for them, and they went out and did a little circuit in order to make sure they clicked over 100. But for the rest of us, just pleased to finish it. There is an element to which we, I think, all struggled with the fact that we yesterday did, I think it was 29 climbs. It was 108 miles. It was over the Peak District. It was over the Pennines. It was really tough. And so there's a bit of a hangover today, both in terms of mental and physical capabilities, that people are sort of felt, I certainly felt, that hey, I did the biggest, hardest ride. Whew, thank God for that. But the reality is I got 5 more days of cycling 100 miles to go. And so there was an element, you got on your bike and went, oh gosh, not this again. Also, to be honest, there are various climbs that we did today where I had to dig into the reserves and found that there wasn't much there today. So it was a tough day. The cycling was pretty boring. We went through the centre of Leicester, which as a cyclist was quite a challenge. I did get hooted at by one taxi driver who seemed to think that I didn't deserve or have the right to be on the road, let alone in the lane I was in. And we just had successions of red lights. Somebody who's a little bit OCD actually counted the number of red lights that we stopped at 28. So we stopped at 28, and then of course you just move on to the next one, and it's a stop, start. It's very way. So enough of that one. So enough for today. Rolling countryside. We got one sharp rain shower for probably 20 minutes or so, but other than that, it was really rather pleasant. However, what I should have talked about yesterday, and I didn't because we didn't really have time, was talking about the battle between the mind and the body. And I felt yesterday, personally, I was looking at it and going, actually yesterday my mind was telling my body, it's 108 miles, you're going to climb all these hills, you can't do it. And my body was sort of, yeah, you know what, we can manage, we'll do it, let's try, and we managed it. Today I felt it was a bit the opposite, that actually the mind was saying, hey, you did 108 miles and climbed all those hills yesterday, yeah, you can manage anything. And my body was going, no, we're tired, and I'm sharing a bedroom with somebody else who doesn't want to go to sleep when I do, and yeah, we're tired. So there you go. And I did also think about all the strategies you start to use. When you set off on a ride and today was only 98 miles, you don't look, I have on my trip computer, tells me three things. It tells me the distance I've cycled, my heart rate, and the time of day. So the only bits that really matter in all that are the first two, which is how far I've gone and how hard am I working to do it. And so this was really, so you go through it going, how can I manage to keep my heart rate down? But also you're constantly looking at it and going, how far have I gone? And it's almost as if, to be honest, I could do with a little smiley face that just sits there and doesn't tell me anything, and then sort of pops up and go, oh look, you've done 20 miles. Because actually watching the mileage thing when it doesn't move much, it's really quite depressing. But some of it, when you look at it and go, okay, I'm doing 98.5 miles as it was today, you sort of break it down you don't think about I'm going to do 98.5 miles because that's quite tough. So you start going, well, actually the first stop is after 35 miles. We could cycle 35 miles, and then there'll be a van there with drinks and crisps and sweets and energy bars and all the rest of it. So, and we'll have a break for 10 minutes or 20 minutes before we then move on again. So you break it up into three sections. And I mean, I guess as somebody who up until this event hadn't done 100 miles for 7 years, and I'm now doing I'm almost doing 100 miles every day. Some of it mentally, you just don't think that you're capable of doing it, and so you have to try and avoid thinking about the fact that that's what you're going to be doing, and so you end up breaking it up into segments. You start thinking about, I've only got 70 miles to go. Try not to think. It's really weird for somebody who hasn't done 100 miles for 7 years to even think about, I've only got 70 miles to go. But it's sort of what you get used to. And you get to, I've only got 30 miles to go, and you start to equate that with a typical ride from Dorridge, 30 miles. Coming in today, I'm thinking 7 miles to go. That's just going from Lowsonford to Dorridge. I do that regularly. And actually, Lowsonford to Dorridge, that's uphill. You keep going up and up and up, and those humps coming out of Lowsonford. So you're thinking, it's only Lowsonford to Dorridge. No, it's not as hard as that anyhow. And just gives you the confidence to go on. So anyhow, enough about today and the mentality of somebody doing endurance events. Tomorrow we go from here in Bicester. We're heading down south. We're going through the likes of Marlow, Maidenhead, Uxbridge, into West London. We're then heading into London itself. We're visiting, I missed one. We're actually going to Oxford somewhere along the way. So we're calling in Oxford in order to visit the John Ratcliffe Hospital there. We're also then, when we get into London, we're going to the University College Hospital in London. Hopefully my wife will be there, and I look forward to seeing her because it's her birthday. So thank you very much for disturbing your birthday, my dear. It'll be wonderful to see you. It's I can't wait to get home and for this all to be over. And then we go from in the inner depths of London. Got to go all the way through London, out the other side, head south. And we end up in Sunbury-on-Thames, which hopefully is going to be it's going to be a long day. Not only is it I think it's something like 106, 107 miles, but actually just the fact that you go through London, you go through a town, you've got that stop-start stuff, just as we had in Leicester today. Traffic lights, it's just wearing that you have to stop at a traffic light, you have to wait for it to go, you accelerate, and then you brake again to the next one. So it's going to be a long, long day. But in some ways it's going to be interesting because it's places that I know, having lived around the Marlow, Maidenhead area, but also places I know because I worked in London, and lots of landmarks there that we're going to see along the way. So hopefully I'll get a good night's sleep, and looking forward to tomorrow.